I've been known to enjoy a cocktail every once in a while, but the hassle of making the drink makes me not want to make it. But what if I could make a cocktail that would basically last forever and I could have it the same way I would a bottle of whiskey? Well, it turns out that's a thing. It's called a clarified drink. This is a clarified piña colada. After a couple tests, this was my favorite version of this recipe, inspired by the work of Nick from Cocktail Chemistry and Alton Brown of the Food Network. You will need 250 milliliters of white rum and 50 milliliters of coconut rum. Though you can adjust these quantities based on what you want so long as they add up to 300 milliliters. 100 milliliters of pineapple juice, 60 milliliters of allspice rum, the list could be excluded, 100 milliliters of black tea brewed with at least 2 bags per 100 milliliters of water, 180 milliliters of whole milk, 100 milliliters of coconut cream, 60 milliliters of lime juice. For special equipment, you are going to need some kind of filter. Here I'm using a coffee filter and a drip coffee device. Brew the tea to your taste. I usually try and get it as black as possible, brewing for 10 minutes. While hot, mix in the coconut cream. The reason for the tea is that it helps in the clarification process and makes the cream less viscous. Otherwise, it wouldn't work in this drink. Let it cool down as to avoid curdling the milk when it gets mixed in. While waiting, mix in the other ingredients, except for the milk and the lemon juice. Squeeze out the lemon juice into its own container. Now for the nasty part. Measure out the milk and pour it into a container. I'm going to be using this glass pitcher because I like to see it separate. Add in the lemon juice and stir it. This will allow the milk to curdle. Pour in the mixture slowly while stirring it together. Leave it alone for at least an hour, but honestly there isn't a set amount of time. You can even leave it alone overnight. Chemistry means that the reaction with the milk will only react for so long until there's not enough tea or milk to react with. The way this works is that the acidity of the lemon juice causes the milk to coagulate. This coagulation lets the milk trap polyphenols and tannins that are present in the mixture. These are also the particles that make the pineapple juice opaque. Once they react, the whey in the milk stays in the drink and smooths it out. This process also takes away a lot of what gives whiskey or aged rum its taste and color, so be mindful when clarifying those. After you get this nasty looking mix, it's time to strain the mixture. You can see that some of it is separated. I had to strain this with a coffee filter that I poured some water into to get rid of the paper taste. For this quantity, I recommend using a cheesecloth instead of this, since you can get a larger surface area to filter out, allowing this to be done quicker. Now slowly pour in the mixture, trying to avoid agitating the curdles too much. Let the curdles settle in the filter. The fluid is going to come out a bit cloudy at first. Just pour it back into the original mix and keep filtering. The curdles that build up in the filter work as a secondary filter. If you use this quantity, you're going to need to add it gradually to the coffee filter. After a few hours, the drink is filtered. You're left with this clear mixture and milk curdles. Bottle it up. I usually keep it in the refrigerator, but I've left it out in the open for weeks and never noticed a change of flavor. There you have it, a cocktail you can make in bulk and drink it whenever the mood strikes you. Oh yeah, be careful drinking these. They can sneak up on you easy.